On the book, The Forever Diet, I read what I had written in the pages, and on this one I'm not going to read them, but I will be talking because this will give people the time to kind of look at what I've posted. The next few pages will be links that I've chosen for representative of the foods that I have in the Forever Diet, are the food choices that I made for the Forever Diet. And so I'm kind of basically killing time so that people can look at the pages and they don't have to listen to me talking. I will be talking. But anyway, so it's just to give some follow up to why I chose the foods that I did on the Forever Diet. And so let's go to the next page. Okay, so I think probably people wonder why I put raisins in every day. They do have a lot of health benefits. And one of the things I read a long time ago is that they're really good for teeth and bones. And that is because of the presence of boron in them. And I'm no expert, but that sounded really good to me. I do notice what happens with my teeth when I am eating certain foods, and it seems to be a good food for that. Also, all the fiber and fiber kind of balances out that they have maybe higher sugar content. The also at the breakfast, when I include raisins, I have nuts, which slows down the process if the raisins are being processed too quickly by the pancreas and putting out too much insulin at a time. I also they're just something, a treat kind of, and they sweeten up the dark chocolate and the nuts, and it's daily. I eat those for breakfast, and that's the first meal of the day on the Forever Diet. Anyway, the next food or the next choice that I mentioned in the Forever Diet is as to eating low calorie and as to eating like in an 8-hour window for what is considered an intermittent fast. And there's lots of research on autophagy, which is the recovery of your cells, the revival of your cells. And I'm no expert again, but I just that sounded good to me, that the recovery of cells happens when you leave some time between your eating windows. And so also that each time you eat, supposedly there is an insulin output, even if it's something low glycemic, any type of food. So the thought is not to be constantly snacking, and so eating low calorie and leaving some time for your body to recover and enter into that autophagy is what I understand is healthy and helps with longevity. And I like that idea, and that's why I put that in the Forever Diet. So as to nutrition and health benefits of nuts, of course they have fiber, but there's also a lot of good things about them. They have antioxidants and anti-cancer benefits is what I understand. I have a relative that has a problem with colon polyps that recently I read an article that colon cancer is prevented, or there's help preventing them by eating nuts every day. So, I mean, they also are very good for satiety, and so I like that. I use them, I put them in twice a day. So, in the morning, the nuts with the raisins and chocolate and milk, and then either milk or chocolate milk or hot chocolate, whichever. And then at lunch with the fruit and whatever else I have on there, that I have a animal source of protein, but it can be a vegan or vegetarian choice of protein with the nuts and fruit. And the nuts slow down the fruit and fruit that may cause insulin spikes also. It's just you need kind of, I mean, I'm constantly thinking of how to balance everything out, and that, in my opinion, does. But anyway, these are some links that might give us some ideas of why I chose nuts as an addition to the Forever Diet. And then the next thing, of course, is fruits and vegetables, which everybody knows they're good diet foods because they have good antioxidants and enzymes and everything you need for fiber, and they're healthy. And I only included one thing there, for one link there for that. Or maybe I have two. Yeah, two. A lot of benefits from fruits and vegetables. And then for skim milk. Now, skim milk is kind of a personal choice, and I included one link, and that one has a breakdown of the different types of what they call milks, like oat, almond, soy, whatever, and it breaks it down. But for me, my personal choice is skim, because the skim milk, I notice if I don't have it in my diet, even with a supplement, my fingernails start breaking. So I don't like that, and it's almost instant. And so I have to include it. And also, I don't have full fat, because full fat seems to cause me to have to clear my throat a lot from phlegm. Also, I notice that I get from full fat dairy a buildup of what they call cellulite, the cottage cheese bumps under your skin, and that only seems to happen when I have full fat dairy. So I avoid full fat, and I may have a lower fat cottage cheese because I'm vegetarian, and that is for my animal product protein fat choice. But I try to avoid full fat as much as possible. Anyway, let's go to the next page. If I can get it to turn. It wouldn't turn the last time. Okay, so the next one is as to the nutrition and health benefits of chocolate, which chocolate I include a lot of times with my milk, and I also have the dark chocolate in the morning, and that is because I have read a lot on the antioxidants of chocolate, and I know that you can't be eating a bunch of sugary chocolate, or then you have it certainly isn't good for your health to have sugary chocolate. But I use the dark chocolate with some stevia in my hot chocolate, or just in milk. And the reason that I chose chocolate for adding in, partly because it's really pleasant for me to drink and eat, so that's of course a consideration, but it also has a lot of benefits. Recently I've even more benefits than I knew. It has antioxidants, but also the recent thought is that it makes your stem cells renew. If you have chocolate twice a day, that your stem cells renew because of it. And I mean, that sounds good to me. So that's the reason I don't cut it out of my diet. There are studies which kind of deter you from wanting to eat chocolate, because there are studies that most chocolate has lead or cadmium in it. And cadmium, I think, is in the ground that it comes up in, so I don't know how you'd avoid that ever, but anyway, I still include it, and maybe I'll die of lead poisoning someday. I don't know. But anyway, that's my reasoning on a lot of this. I know there are studies that may not be as promising as what I've read, but that's my research, and I've read many books on diet, which I've spent a fortune on diet books and read so many articles. It's just too much to even count. I've the Zone, the Atkins, the Keto, the everything. And I've tried almost all of them too. But anyway, this is what I've come up with, and I hope someone benefits besides me from any of the research that I've talked about. But if not, so be it. But anyway, here's to your health. Thanks for listening.